We'll also be bringing select matches to Rogers TV on Channel 13. Fanshawe College is having an open house on November 29th. Come out and meet us. We'll be in Forwell Hall, the fuel station, and in the J Building gyms with various activations for you to interact with. We look forward to seeing you there. Finally, we're back next Monday for another Monday night game night featuring Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Melee. Come warm up at 6 p.m. before the tournament begins at 7. Have fun with this week. Follow us at Fanshawe Field.
And we are back. We are going to be getting into some more Rocket League gameplay. And believe it or not, we're playing Humber again. So Fuel did bring out the brooms. They got a nice sweep going in that first series. But now they're going to have to play them again. And Humber did just come off of a win, and Fuel came off a loss. This is really tough. When you have a double elimination bracket and you come up back over or you drop back into the lower bracket, it can sometimes be better to be in that lower bracket already just because you are going on a winning streak, right? So we see Humber get that win, right? So right now, both teams are playing in the D2 division, and whoever wins this is going to be going to the D1, and we can see, we will see that later when we have our bracket set up, but it's still being updated. But yeah, so what do you think Fuel needs to do in this match against Humber? And then also, what do you think Humber needs to do to win this, right? We already saw them
Yeah.
play, so we kind of know how they play. What could they do? What could Fuel do?
Fuel needs to be consistent. We saw last game that they definitely fell apart under that kind of pressure. We don't want that to happen, right? Like we want to have that kind of gridlocked rhythm down. Play around your cycles, play around, control of that ball. Don't let anything get by, right? And pressure, pressure, pressure on Humber.
Yes.
And for Humber, I mean, they played really well those last two games. I think it just came down to kind of faltering under, again, cracking under that pressure.
Yeah.
So, kind of holding out, being patient. Fuel tends to struggle when the ball isn't in their control. So they'll usually they'll have like a ball hunter go after it.
Yeah.
Someone will go and chase that down. But if they miss that chase down, it's a 3v2, right? So being patient, and go for those better setups. That quality control, those pass plays we saw from Conestoga.
Yeah, you gotta take some of those, put them
Right.
into your own little bag of
Right.
tricks, right, and pull those out. And again, I think a big thing too, some demos. I want to see some demos
Mhm.
on the side. Like Fuel brings them out pretty late into games or games that they're down. They kind of only use them on very special occasions.
Mhm.
And this is honestly, in my opinion, a special occasion. You want to play for that D1 bracket, right?
Yeah.
And you just unfortunately lost. And so now I want to see them pull out all the stops, right? Go all out. You don't have another game today. This is our last game of the night.
That's it.
So we got to go all out again. It is. I am liking and also not liking. How it's not best of 7. I like it for time wise. We can get a ton of games in, but I want to see them these teams play more. As we see, we are going to be playing Humber again because Humber did win and the Condors beat us. So yeah, so we're in the last chance qualifiers. Either way, though, even if we lose this game, we are still going to be playing in the D2 National League, but we're fighting for that D1 league, right? And we talked about this off stream. Would you rather be the best in the worst league or the worst in the best league? And I'll tell you, either one of these leagues are phenomenal. So being in either one of them, just the fact that we already got this far is just a test to how great all of these teams are and how great just Rocket League as a whole has been, right? How competitive it's been, especially in Canada. So just a props to all the players and how far they've came. So I'm very excited to just see some more Rocket League gameplay tonight and later on since we have advanced.
Yeah, I mean it's a pleasure to play against the best, and that's just what Fuel wants to do. We want to win this, and hey, if we go up against Conestoga and lose again, we did it with pride.
For sure,
we did it with effort. We didn't back down. We didn't concede. Say, let's go to the second division, win that. No, we want to go. We want to go to the top.
Yeah, and even if we do get to that second division, there's still tough teams, right? There's going to be some really hard matchups. Like even Humber, like you said, they're a good team. There's going to be teams that are even better than Humber there, right? And Dragon always says this, so I like to bring it up. But he talks about it doesn't matter how good your standings are. It doesn't matter how good your placing is. It doesn't matter your season rank, whatnot, all the banners you have. It matters on how you play today. This is all that matters. This one game is going to determine a lot. It's going to be a huge match, and we are getting into the game right now. But yeah, I'm super excited. Again, another best of 5. Winner goes to the D1 bracket. The loser of this game goes to the D2 bracket. So yeah. But actually the game did get paused just a little bit, so it will just be a little bit longer. So you can hear us, chat if you like that. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. Personally, I like it.
The sound of my own voice. But yeah, no, I mean Rocket League in general is it's an awesome game to watch. It's a sport with cars. How much better can you get than that?
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's so fun to play too, especially when you get those cool shots that you've been practicing for a while. And we know that our team's been just really doing a good job of just keeping themselves motivated, hyped. We know our coach he's doing a great job of keeping his players motivated. And Fuel already jumping in, playing a lot more carefully in this attack as Rutgers trying to defend that.
Now, don't be fooled. At the top, it is flipped, so the blue team is actually Fuel. And as you see, Fuel is going to get a nice goal here. So Humber is actually not winning right now. It is Fuel, but we are going to change that super quickly. But Fuel taking a nice early lead, and that's what we're talking about. The captain, Leo, still there. Just you can see him lurking in that background. The boys are already smiling. An amazing sign, especially coming from that loss, and we are back, and we've got it all figured out. And a great job. But yeah, we dropped down to the lower bracket, to the D2 bracket after that unfortunate loss. And you can get discouraged and be like, oh man, it's over. No, we're in this. We're already here. We're already up 1-0. We're showing Humber how we beat them the first time, and we're gonna show them again.
Let's hope Humber can get humbled as Fanshaw goes for the stumble. Rhyming is fun. Scout here trying to go for an aerial shot. Does manage to get it over Ches. Gets knocked down. The shot's going to get bounced back in and dumped into the net as Vidhawk. Just look at this beautiful pass play as he's just ready for this ball. Jane wasn't quite ready for that momentum as they tried to make something happen. As Fuel here now going off of this attack, jumping right in as now Scout going up for this aerial again, gets it again past Ches. Again!
Wow.
What? Fuel, what is going on?
I mean, that's a big momentum switch. Back-to-back goals. A little fake there and a goal top right. And Jane, all the boosts in the world, but just, again, wasn't positioned correctly. And it seems to be like a big flaw tonight. But
underestimating,
honestly, insane goal. Kind of a 1v3 right there for Humber. Mr. Do-It-Himself. For the side of Scout. Yeah, I mean, Scout is kind of the Reeker of the other team. If you watch a lot of our Rocket League gameplay, you know Reeker is our striker. It seems like Scout is that as well. And so, it's just it's awesome when two giants go up against each other. And honestly, two giants as a team are going up against each other. Both these teams are very skilled. Humber up to an early lead already. They're not phased. You will beat them once, but Rocket League's super fun in the way of you don't know what you're getting yourself into, right?
What
you
a
could always win,
positioning!
and it's just off.
Reeker, absolutely incredible read. Didn't follow through. So close to getting that goal there as it just went off the post. That was some great predicting that momentum and kind of getting where he needed to be ready for it. Vidhawk here trying to control it in middle. Scout controlling this bounce. Does miss the secondary boot. He just has to be up there quicker. As Fuel now pressing this attack, stealing that boost, just getting in their way. Ches now will pass it to Reekers in the middle.
Pass.
Who will take it up the board. Does get demoed as Ches now goes for a pinch up. Scout trying to read around Fuel's chaotic attack here. He will be able to follow through, kind of peer through those cracks as Reekers now taking this ball into the corner. Does manage to get it over Noah. Noah's going to put it down, but Ches will be there with the bounce control as Reekers now having to contest this in the middle. The demo comes down, putting it to the side. Jane is there, ready for it. Reeker not trying to get in the way of his teammate. Noah's going to try to bounce it up, get in the way as a Scout here, putting it to the side. Ches controlling in the middle. Reeker going to try to follow through, but Vidhawk there is ready for it. Ches there now watching for this drop as Jane controls it. Puts it past Noah off the bounce. He's now got no boost in the back end. That demo goes down, and Jane here, potential to capitalize, but he respawns just in time. Ches in the middle, but no. Noah will put it back and clear it into field side.
That was a perfect respawn, as you talked about there. And that demo, that's what I was bringing up. You got to bring out all the stops, and I'm glad that they're kind of showing their hand a bit early, just getting in the way, and almost a double tap there by Ches. He just couldn't get his car rotated correctly enough. He ran out of boost at the end, but still a good attempt in keeping this Fuel offense going. Humber's doing a super solid job at just not giving anything to Fuel, but it's looking like that's going to be a shot on net and a nice save off of the post. Fuel still has a chance. A nice pass to Ches, but too low. And Reeker, wow!
Yeah!
Off the post.
Insane.
Phenomenal job. See, again, one small slip up by Humber, and Fuel just takes advantage of that. And what a shot by
he's
Reeker.
ready for it. I mean, that's the kind of cycling you want to see. You have to be ready to play off not only the opponent's mistakes, but your mistakes as well. Adapting to if your teammate misses the ball, you have that trust there, but being ready never hurts. As now Humber will be pressing the attack into the opponent's end as a Scout here. Going to put it up toward that net. Pulled by Ches, attacked by Vidhawk. Now trying to really make something happen. Scout going to go for a flip reset. Ches isn't there in time. It's just an awkward angle, but Reeker, you got to get up and contest that.
I mean, it's super tough. He's relying on his team here. He's hoping Jane can get there, and Jane kind of falls short. A very solid flip reset by Scout. And like we talked about, that's his second goal of the match. He's that striker. He's that person you need to kind of be worried for. All hands on deck. Super unfortunate there from Fuel. Just kind of Reeker, stuck in the bottom of the goal and was hoping his teammates could come through there. But props to Scout again. Just some high technical plays we're seeing come out here. And it's looking like a new team. Humber got that win, and now they're back for blood. But what a save again. This is what I'm talking about. That defense wasn't there before, and they found it. They kind of found their footing. They found their role, and a great job. Their rotations have been looking phenomenal on the side of Humber. And again, a nice goal there by Vidhawk, just reaching out his tire to push it through the net with those Zombas. And just Noah, way to know to just push it a bit farther, get it out front, and he knows that Vidhawk is going to be there. Both players, by the way, with no boost, just making something happen, and now 42 seconds left as Fuel is down 2.
I mean, huge upset here as Humber, a little bit of PTSD there, as Humber is doing a really good job of making it happen, but it doesn't matter as Reeker clears a goal over Scout to put them back on the map. Now with 30 seconds left, they have a potential to win this, or at least tie it up.
For sure. I'm kind of speechless there. That's just an unfortunate mistake you don't see happen often, especially, from Scout. He's very good in the air and just was unable to get that one. That's going to be a crazy shot, but a great save there by Ches being that last line of defense. And 26 seconds left and counting. And the ball is still up in the air as Noah knocks it down. But Fuel's going to have a good attack if they can get a nice save here, but they can't.
What is going on, Fuel?
It's super unfortunate.
Fuel, your positioning, guys. All three of, like, I understand you're going for boost, but Jane, you have full boost, man. What is, like, it's just...
Yeah, it looked like he was rotating to get that big boost,
Like,
and then
dump
he just
it in and
he thought he had time to get it. It's unfortunate. The thing is, I assume Fuel was going for an all-out attack because they were down a goal, right? You kind of got to throw caution into the wind, especially when you're down. But a nice passing play, tipped off there by Ches. They need a goal, and they need it now. This timer cannot hit 0.
Oh, huge demo! It won't be enough. It's Fuel now, just not able to make it happen.
Thanks coming out by Scout in the chat.
Interesting
Wow.
mental there, as Fuel will lose the first match.
You know, I wonder if that was on purpose or not. I always read into those little details because, you know, we don't see those all the time. When we watch Valorant, we don't get to see the chats during the game, and sometimes people talk about how the teams speak to each other and whatnot. I'm wondering if they're trying to get in their head a little bit. And you know, Fuel's not minded. GG's through everyone on our team. You know, but maybe I'm reading into it too much, right? You know, maybe it's not a big deal. But honestly, Scout 3 goals, almost 1,000 score. That's the person we got to stop for sure, right? Like they're kind of the Darth Vader. They run that whole system. They're the whole offense, right? The head of the round table, if you will. So
yeah, shutting it down, getting in their way. You know, they had that kind of momentum coming off that last series.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Coming up the loss, you know, I think we're gonna have to see a change of pace. You know, let's see, you know, a quick you know, shift in mentality if they want to make it happen. You know, is Fuel here now controlling this attack and getting in there, defending their back here, as Fuel will be switching to the side of Orange, defending this here as the attack now coming on their end. Fuel now trying to make it happen, gets it over Noah, playing off of the boards here, and Reeker will score!
Now, we did go off screen because we had some technical difficulties.
That's okay.
But an amazing goal by Reeker to start off this play. He kind of tipped it over the last defender, and then he got a nice little double tap off the side. Another tough shot with no boost, but he makes it look easy and flawless. Nicely done. You know, these teams are keeping us on our toes. They're switching up sides, and this could be another chance here from Jane. Does he get it? A nice 50 win. Can someone follow it up? Pass it over to Ches, and just off the ceiling, and Reeker's still going to control it. There's still a chance because Jane did just take their boost. No boost basically for the side of Humber. You see Vidhawk does get that boost. Scout gets it. They do get a chance to breathe again, but that was, you know, we still see some shots coming off here. That's 2 crossbar shots from the side of Fuel, and none have gone in. A double commit there. Can we take control here and get up 2-0 early, or are they going to stop the bleeding? On Reeker again, we're just depriving them of this boost. We're doing such a great job right now of extending this offense.
Yeah, good bump here. Jane's going to try to go for a setup. Scout there, though, keeping that control off the boards. A bounce into the net. We'll leave Fuel here back on that attack. Going in, that shot's going to get ricocheted off the top. Jane puts it a little to the left of the net as Ches isn't able to quite control this. Vidhawk takes it over. Reeker controls it in their end. Contested here by Scout. He's going to go up, control it in the middle, but Ches is ready for it. He's going to try to go off that backboard, but no, he will distract them as Jane tried to go off for a shot. Doesn't quite get there. Reeker now controlling this in Humber's end. Scout here again going for that tackle. Reeker hunting down that demo. He's ready for it. Ches with the aerial, but
oh my goodness.
Noah there in time. Sorry, Vidhawk there is in time. You know, Rocket League ready for it to make something happen. Ches now going for a bounce off the pocket. Jane will try to make something happen. Blocked by Noah. Fuel here now pressing this attack. Vidhawk doesn't quite get there. Jane misses it again. Will try to go for the demo, but it won't quite catch him. Ches keeping it in the air. Reeker now controlling this Fuel, pressing this attack once more. Humber looking for something to make kind of the defense happen in good attack possible. A good bounce toward the net, won't quite get it in as Fuel now are on the defense as Vidhawk try to go for an aerial, doesn't quite get there. Scout, no, this is the dangerous situation for him. He's going to go up, he's going to get a bounce off the board. Ches will control it, contesting Vidhawk. Good movement, gets it over 2. Can he get it over? Scout here is going to put it up. No, Scout is there in time. Jane gets put it over, but Reeker there will control it in the mid. Pass to Ches, and he puts it in the net! Fuel are not messing around anymore.
That's a huge heads-up pass by Reeker. And way to know that your teammate is there. That's a just phenomenal court vision for sure on the side of Reeker. You can tell, you know, he spent a lot of time on this game, and he knows what he's doing. It's a really good job there. And now Fuel's up 2-0. And I'm really hoping they can get this win because being down 2-0 is really tough, as we saw in the last series when they played against the Condors. They went down 2-0, and they did get that win, but it was really tough. And oh my goodness, a chance there from Humber as Vidhawk has to rotate all the way back as there's no boost. And Fuel still looking like they're lacking boost, but they're still going to keep the pressure up. Just be those, those annoyances and just keep pressuring, especially in the opponent's end. But Fuel doing a really good job of controlling, like I said, this midfield, this aerial play, and controlling a lot of the boost, whereas the first game, they kind of were on the back burners, right? They couldn't do a whole lot. They had to kind of go with the flow. They're playing their own game here, and it shows. They're doing a phenomenal job of their rotations just getting in check, and a nice job. And Reeker, again, just stopping it before it gets too bad. If you can stop the bleeding, before they have this, like minute-long offensive play, that's all you need to do. Just stop it right here. Someone needs to be up here, right? Jane stops it right there, right? They can't keep this offense going.
Leaving for a bit of an interesting clear here. Humber will press the attack, going in there. Scout here with an opportunity to score, but doesn't have any boost. Followed up by Vidhawk. Will now leave him here in an opportunity to score by himself, but he does manage to get past one. Won't quite get it towards the net, but a good pinch anyway. Jane now in the air. Both players, you really want to have one going up if there isn't a present threat. A good pinch off the bottom will allow for Reeker to set up a momentum play into the opponent's side, going for a quick bounce, trying to get a nudge off Jane here. Up on the boards, Reeker setting up for a shot. He gets it off, but blocked by Vidhawk here as Ches again going for another setup, just getting in the way. Looking for these opportunities, wasting these boosts. Jane, a good pass. Reeker will try to dunk it up. And a beautiful pass play in front of the net.
Whoa. Way to pass back. That was insane. It was like a give and go, right? You give, and then you give it right back to him, and a nice shot. Honestly,
Insane.
The only other duo that's as good as them.
Where was this when we were playing Conestoga? Like,
I mean, Conestoga didn't let him get that, didn't let him breathe for a second. They used all their boost on defense, right, and they couldn't transition into offense, and Conestoga shut them down. But Humber's giving them more space to play with, and Fuel's making them pay. I talked to Reeker a lot after games, and he says a huge difference between great teams and good teams are good teams, they'll give up that midfield. They'll let you have some space to play with. Again, you can't let Jane just walk up the whole midfield with the ball. You need to pressure him before he gets through half. But Humber does that. They think their defense is so elite, and wow.
Dirty.
Again, nobody is here in this mid. Nobody's here at half. They're letting them do what they want. Ches and Jane are both there, and a nice pass, insane touch. You can see in the bottom right, Reeker smiling about that one. Very technical play there. Insanely done. GG's across the board from everyone on the team, and we don't see a thanks come out,
No.
Just want to point that out, again. Nicely done. Reeker getting that MVP with 2 goals, but also a goal for Ches and a goal for Jane. All-around team win right there. I really love what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, if I were Humber right now, I'd be sitting back down and kind of reevaluating. Because Fuel, if you want to beat Fuel, get in their face. Really, any team, just get in their face. It's often the most coordinated ones. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face, right?
Yes, for sure.
If you play wild and dirty, you play aggressive against Fuel, while still having that's kind of set defense. That's what you want. You gotta make it work for you.
Yeah.
As Fuel now kind of jumping in, to this third match before that. I'm quite curious. Now we're kind of even on the score here, and it looks like Humber's kind of taking a second to reevaluate. They want to really think about, and that's a smart choice. Kind of disrupt that momentum. Don't really allow it to jump back in think about what happens next, right? Because so often when we get into these fast-paced, high-octane games, it all comes down to muscle memory, what you practice, what you're ready for, and yeah, I mean, you got to remember your training.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you can see both teams are remembering it as we had a not so close first game, not so close second game. I would bet a lot of money this third game is gonna probably be a very nitty gritty game, low scoring, a lot of defense oriented, or just back and forth battles because they now have a read on each other. Obviously, they already played each other, but they probably both made some adjustments. So now Humber surprised Fuel in the first game. The second game, Fuel surprised Humber, and so now we're gonna see kind of an even playing field. whoever wins this is going to have a huge advantage. They just need to win one of the next two if they can just win this one. Whereas you're going to need to win back-to-back games, and neither team wants to be in a do-or-die situation. So we are hoping that Fuel can get off to an early lead like they did. A lot of the games that we've seen tonight, whoever scores that first goal ends up winning the game. So we will see how that goes. And again, we see Fanshawe switch to the blue team, and Humber is back on the orange team. I always see Fuel as that orange because we got that orange in our logo. And a nice tap.
So close to try to get the save, but Noah was in the right place in the right time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that
diving for that.
That was insane. A really good shot. And Chez almost there. A splash, a little alternate explosion with the red instead of the regular splash we see from from Reeker. But a really, really good shot with the other side of your car. Dropping in the bottom left-hand corner, seeing where the defense is. Impressive stuff. Like you said, you are now getting to that muscle memory, what you practice, and he's probably practiced that play. Now getting it up for Chez. A demo as well. Can he get the double tap? Reeker not there. He's going to, go grab that boost, recuperate, take some time. Vidhawk, I don't think has a great opportunity here.
Oh, what a shot on net.
Is that going to just trickle in if Reeker gets it?
Hey,
nice.
That's
insane.
My boy.
A little bit of an overcommitment.
We make it work.
A nice job, a nice clear by Reeker. Way to know that. Noah kind of messes up his half flip there to get back, and then Reeker with a splash. We see the superior splash coming out. I like seeing that nice. I don't like the red,
you don't need that red.
No.
It looks like blood. That's censored in some countries.
Yeah, like we don't want to see that. We want to see the nice water coming out because it's a splash effect, right? So, and a nice save there as Chez trying to get this ball out of their end. Jane full boost coming in and trying to clear it as well as Reeker does just that. And I like this. Both teams are playing for some demos, which I like, and a lot more, like you said, passing plays, trying to find other teammates and make other things work. That's not just you one versus one and trying to get that isolation. We're actually seeing some nice passing plays come through with some nice demos.
Yeah, and Chez there ready for it. Reeker just blocking Scout before he can make anything happen. Chez now controlling that ball to the left hit as Noah trying to set something up for Vidhawk, but he won't quite get there. So they're going to have to retreat, coming back into it. Scout trying to look for a play off the hop. Won't quite get there as Jane will block it. Rebound from Vidhawk will go wide as Chez is now trying to contest this on top. Reeker taking this ball toward the net. He'll just try to carry that in, but Scout is there ready for it as Vidhawk now pressing that attack towards Fuel's end. Ball getting cleared up toward the middle. Chez will take it to the side as Reeker's putting it up again. A good pass to Jane. Try to control this to the middle. Scout now has an opportunity. Gets a good clear to the top. Doesn't have any boost to follow it up. Excuse me. Chez now taking it in. Reeker putting that pressure on them.
Just off there. That could have been their chance. That looked like a really good play, but just wasn't able to get it done. It's just been a nail biter, but Fuel has been. Wow. Now, very lucky for the side of Fuel, very unlucky for the side of Humber. Look at this 50 win. Happens to go right in front of the net where Chez is rotating back. Amazing job to capitalize on that. Some teams are going to miss those goals. Fuel is not one of them. They're going to capitalize on your mistakes. We always talk about they're very observant of
vultures or the Falcons.
They are like Falcons, right? They wait for a weak point and then they strike, and they did just that as the halfway mark does hit. Only half of this game has gone by. I feel like this has been a very long game. Like I said, not as high scoring as we've seen the other ones. 2-1 still decently high, and there's a lot of game left. But it's been a lot of back and forth, a bit of banter on both sides here. Just nobody getting away. Fanshawe's up 1 goal. But if I'm being honest, that 1-goal lead doesn't mean a whole lot, especially when you're playing against a team as elite as Humber.
Here now on the defense, Jane will control this clear. Scout will take it up in the air. He spent so much boost to try and get up there that he won't have any to follow through. He will still try to get in there though, disrupt. Jane now going for a flick off the bottom. He'll get disrupted by Noah as this attack again goes back to the side of Humber's end. He'll be getting that pressure on Scout though, is going to control that. But Jane, he's playing such a good job as a midfielder here of just controlling this ball, not allowing for those easy picks, playing unpredictably. Reeker here going for an attack. It's a bounce off of Vidhawk, kind of disrupting him. Scout, though, is in the air. He's got the boost. He's going to try to go for a flick toward the net, but Reeker is there. He's ready. He's watching as the now Fuel will be pressing this attack As Ches gets a shot up, Rieker just isn't quite there to hit it, but it doesn't matter. Ches
What a
again
save.
off of his own rebound. Great save though. Fuel now pressing this attack to their side and recover.
Yeah, just a phenomenal save there by Humber. They're facing a lot of pressure, but they're dealing with it very well and just, trying to save their boost so they can go on these transition offenses. But it's looking like Fuel's kind of dominating this game right now. Jane runs out of boost there, but still just keeping that pressure on because Vidhawk has no boost, right? It's going to be tough. We're going to need to see Humber go all out on offense, and we're going to need to see it happen now. 45 seconds left. A little bump coming out on the defensive end as Rieker, which you don't see very often. Off the ceiling here from Scout. Goes for a flip reset, but misses it, unfortunately. Vidhawk comes in to save him from failing. And oh my goodness, what a save. And Rieker goes flying. Holy crap. I hope he's okay. And Ches with a save. He is always there when we need him. But Scout is going to get a nice tap here off the backboard. Ches, what a save and a dunk by Vidhawk. Insane job there.
What a pause.
Rieker pauses the game. I'm not
quite
too sure why.
But that's okay. I think they're kind of debating this, thinking about it. Yeah, I think possibly just a technical difficulty. That's okay, though. But yeah, I mean, just, Humber are now pressing this attack. They want this goal, and it's super close.
Yeah, no, that is pretty tough right there. And as you can see, I mean, you saw it pop up for a second in the top left corner, but Jane actually got kicked out of the game, so Jane isn't in it, and that's why Rieker went for that save, and Jane is back in this match. This is crucial. We need Jane here if we're going to win. You need all hands on deck. Fuel just trying to I think they're kind of looking for this overtime. One team usually wants overtime, the other team usually doesn't, and I think Fuel is on the side of not getting this overtime, but it's looking like Humber wants to take this 2-1 lead.
Yeah.
And now we're in overtime. This is huge. This is insane. We can take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Rieker gets in front of it, but a good save by Vidhawk. Routine play there, and it's going to be a nice clear from Scout over to Noah. Noah can't get a shot off.
Passing plays coming from Humber a lot more, going for these 2-point setups when it comes to these clears instead of the 1 point. Ches will get it over. Rieker will attempt a shot. Jane controlling this back, keeping that pressure on, getting in the way of Vidhawk. Ches now clearing it toward their net. Rieker will get up. Not the best kind of positioning as Noah will power through Fuel's defense. Now Jane takes this ball and he knows Scout is going to try and contest this. He's going to hope his teammate will be there in time. Rieker is. He will deliver. Noah, though, he's ready for that control off the backboard. Scout getting this pressure in. Ches controlling that ball back. He's going to go for the aerial. He's going to try and go for a bounce off the top. It's going to work. Almost catches his own rebound, but it won't quite be enough. Jane will get there. He slips it. Ches will score!
What a goal!
What a goal!
By Ches. Ches, 2 goals in this match, and a huge one right here. We can see his POV. Wow! No room on either side of the post and the player there. Insane. As you can see, Scout was doing being a little bit toxic there. He was typing some stuff in the chat about this is Rocket League. And hey, this is Rocket League. What a game. When Fuel is needed, they've been showing up massively, especially in these overtimes. Their back is against the wall and they're pushing through. They're doing a great job. They are now up 2-1. They started off down 1-0, and now they are up 2-1, and they just need to win one of the next two. And I'm hoping that they can just win this game. You don't want to go to a game 5. It's going to be super tough. That, like I said, that game, did I not call it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be tough. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be a dogfight. The best team is going to come out on top, and they're going to have this advantage going into this game. And Fuel ended up being that team, as we're going to see game 4 here. This is also obviously a crucial game. How does Humber react when their back is against the wall? We saw Fuel react like this already before with the last match against Conestoga. Now, how will Humber deal with this? They've already been in these spots before, right? They lost to Fuel earlier tonight. Can they get their revenge? Can they push this to a game 5? Game 5s are insane. There's so many high stakes. But so is a game 4 for one team, and that team being Humber. As Ches preys on their nerves with a nice goal. I feel like Ches has been the MVP tonight. He's kind of been exactly what Fuel needs. If you need 3 saves in a row, in overtime to continue this game, he'll give it to you. If he wants if you want an early goal lead, he'll be there. If a 50 gets one and it happens to be a shot on net, he's gonna be there to clean it up, right?
Jane here gonna have to try to defend it, but Vidhawk was ready for the pass from
Scout
there. Yes. Yeah, Rieger, you know, it is, yeah, some technical difficulties, but it's all right, you know. But Fuel, though, now but Humber, they're not letting up anything.
No,
they are
not at
ready
all.
for it. They're pressing this attack. They want it to happen. I mean, an insane first 30 seconds. Like,
Yeah,
both teams scoring a goal.
Nuts. And, you know, if I'm Fuel, I say this all the time, I'm feeling okay because it's a kickoff goal, right? There's some goals you can write off. If I'm Humber, I'm a bit more worried. That was a more, like, planned out goal. They had things going. But Fuel, unfortunately, got caught there, you know, with a bad kickoff, and then Jaden was left to defend a 2-on-1, and now they're going to get some time to recuperate. I'm not sure if it's a timeout or it looks like a technical difficulty. It looks like Jane keeps getting kicked out of the match, so that's super unfortunate.
Yeah, they can tell.
Yeah. You know, that's got to get to them, right? You kind of mess up that rhythm, that flow. Humber's still there. Their hands on the controllers. They're still just chatting about what they're going to do next, kind of using this as a timeout, whereas Fuel kind of has to use this as like, oh, crap, we need to set up everything organized. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, you know. But a show that I just started watching has taught me one thing. You know what show I'm watching. I started watching
Absolutely.
One Piece.
One Piece!
And it's very, you know, it's paced very
cool
slow. It's very methodical. It goes through, and you got a lot of breaks. And, you know, this is one of them, right? In real life, we're taking a little break. So, yeah, we got some time to kill. It's been a long night. It's going to be a long series for sure. I can see this 100% going into a Game 5. But,
yeah, I think it's possible, you know, they're going to have to really decide what they do out of this. Before that happens, I think we might want to go to a little break to give them time to recoup, and we'll catch you right back.
But not right now.
That's right. We
were
tricked
just-
you.
yeah.
Oh, you fell for it.
Just like in One Piece, you know, they have plot twists, they got crazy stuff going on. We just tricked you guys,
What
you know.
is the One Piece?
The One
Is it the friends we made along the way? I sure hope not.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
like
yeah, we'll see. Now, speaking of friends we made along the way, we've had a long season of ups and downs throughout Fuel and whatnot. And honestly, tonight might be the most fun I've had watching Rocket League for Fuel. But it is going to be paused, and we have an actual break this time. And I don't believe we're trolling you guys, so just stick around. It'll be super short, a little bit of technical difficulties. But we'll be back. The One Piece is real. It is 1-1 right now. We are jumping right back into the action. We got the technical difficulties figured out, so we are all good to go. Hopefully we don't have any more of those, as almost another goal for Humber with a little misclick there, I'm assuming. It was a misinput. It was a misinput. But, going for a pinch here and a nice block there. Honestly, I just try pinches all the time, and they never, ever work. So the fact that he's blocking them, he just knows that's how good these leagues are, these players are, that they're actually able to pull off calculated pinches. And off of the ceiling there, this is going to be difficult. This could be an opening for Fuel here, but Vidhawk just calm under pressure. No boost, but going to try to get to that corner, and he does. Great job there. And now Humber's going to have a really solid attack here. Chez, nice redirection into the corner as Reeker clears it out, though. Trying to get something to happen here. A nice little passing play and a demo as well. So close to a goal there. But now Jane on the defensive end, and Chez comes in like a guardian angel that he is to save it. Reeker grabbing that boost again, and too far for Reeker as Chez gets a shot off. And what a save by Scout. He doesn't just score, he also defends. Great job there, an amazing save. And Fuel still attacking here.
Reeker is going to take it up in the air. Jane missed it, so he's going to have to come back here. Noah is ready on that defense, though. He's going to be pressing this attack.
Oh my goodness!
And Jane, from up top, drops it down like it's hot and gets the goal.
And this is Rocket League here. Both Scout and Vidhawk, both lefts, thinking the other one was going to defend that. And honestly, I feel really bad that our team is the one that had the technical difficulties, because it kind of throws everyone off. And they could probably be thinking about that, being like, we were playing so well before, this threw us off. So I do feel really bad. And Reeker with a clutch save right there, but the pressure is not over yet. They need to get it to their end. And now Fuel, time to breathe a little bit. Still on their backboard, but Jane should hopefully be able to clear it. A nice little play there by Chez. But honestly, now Fuel can breathe. Less than 2 minutes left. You're up a goal. In this match, just one goal is enough to do it, right? Especially with these two teams. They've been so to the nail the past few games. And Fuel is on the offense. Wow!
Reeker, so close to getting the goal there. Just slips by him as Vidhawk now taking this opportunity. Actually goes to Shroud there. He's now got a chance to score on net, but Reeker is there ready for that attack. As Noah tries to go in, create some pressure on that back end, won't quite get there. Chez now with an opportunity, passes to Reeker, clears to Jane. Jane doesn't quite catch it, as Reeker's now going to have to recover after Vidhawk. And now he's going to try and work off of his teammate. Reeker puts it a little bit wide. Chez here now having to recover for his teammate. He's going to go contest this ball, putting it past him. Now here, goes up against the wall here. It's Jane ready for his team. Humber defending this ball with their life, like it depends on it. Now, Fuel has the match point here. If they can defend, Jane is there in time on the respawn.
That was their opening right there. That was super close. A clutch respawn again. We're seeing a lot of very fortunate respawns on both sides now. And going for a nice play together. And Chez leaves it because he can't really get a shot off. And wow, what a save by Humber. Yeah. They have new life, because that would have been a huge difference maker. But still, they still need a goal. 35 seconds are left, and Humber is down 1. Fuel just keeping this ball in the air as long as possible. And wow, Chez and Reeker have been having some crazy passing plays. Even though they haven't led to goals, that's just a threat being there is super scary. And another demo by Reeker. This is what I'm talking about. The later the game goes, the more you see their hand being revealed. They like these demos. Another one by Reeker.
Dangerous shot goes off the post!
Oh my goodness.
Fuel here now with an opportunity to keep themselves and lock down this win. Reeker's going to go up to the side here. Bounced off by Chez. They're going to attempt a shot. It slips by him, and Reeker will secure the win for Fuel.
Nicely done on the side of Fuel. Super unfortunate here. Vidhawk just hoping to get a save and push the ball up the field and get a last-second goal. But Reeker, shutting down those thoughts and just solidifying basically this win right now. In a demo again, and just going to let this ball, just got to let it hit the ground, and it's all Fuel's. And there... Oh my goodness. Is Fuel going to put another one? That's mean.
Don't do it to him!
That's mean to do. And they already left. They're already out of the match. I mean, fair enough. They were talking a bit of smack earlier with those. This is Rocket League, and hey, this is Rocket League. Chez is off the grid. He's with the Santa Claus hat.
Right. And get in that Owen.
Nicely done. A great win for Fuel. You got to give them a round of applause. You got to give them their flowers. If I had flowers, I'd throw it to them. Great job. Honestly, a phenomenal job by the side of Fuel the whole night. I loved everything we saw from them. Just beautiful teamwork. Now they did obviously lose to Conestoga, but they played really well. I'm really proud of how they played tonight, and now they are in Division 1 for the Nationals. And now, honestly, and if you are watching for Humber, or if you really liked Humber's playstyle, which I honestly liked, and I might tune into, you can watch them play in the Division 2 of Nationals, so you're still going to be able to see them. So it's a win-win, really. One team lost and the other team won, but honestly, overall, both teams won. They get to play more Rocket League, right? And I believe we are going to be seeing them play tomorrow at around noon-ish in the afternoon. We're not sure. The stream will be out at some point. We'll definitely be posting that, and we'll keep you posted on it. But what a match.
Yeah.
What a game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just an absolute a beauty series there as Fuel kind of came through, and they held their own. And I think now going up into D1 with Conestoga, we're gonna need to see some. You don't really have time to practice as the games are happening tomorrow anyway. But I think that mentality, go back, do some VOD review, you kind of learn how Conestoga plays, because if they manage to beat every other team in D1, that's who they're going to be left with. And I think we're seeing a little bit of a rivalry there kind of forming.
Honestly, yeah. No, I
right?
definitely agree. I started
like to
thinking
see
that
it.
as well. I mean, we can take a look at the standings right now. We see, you can see myself in the background of this.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Very fancy.
But there is a nice win there for Fuel. So the qualified teams for the D1 division are the Condors and Fuel. And then the D2 is going to be Humber. But a great job by Humber, going down to the lower bracket, but still finding his way to fight back and get a good win. So nicely done there on all around for all the teams. Also, USAC getting a win on Humber is huge. It's unfortunate to lose 3-0 to the Condors, but then to get that win, it feels really nice. So an overall great night for all Rocket League, Canadian Rocket League, that is. And I loved being a part of it. So really good job. I hope we can see you guys, tomorrow. Everyone watching at home, we'll have a stream up of the game. But yeah,
I'm quite curious. We may or may not have an interview scheduled for you guys. So we'll have to see whether or not we can get someone. If we don't, we appreciate you coming out, and thank you so much for watching. But if we do,
we'll see
be
you
back
shortly.
very
So
shortly.
we're gonna go for a quick little break. Again, I know, break and then we come back, break and then we come back. But I promise you,
It's like a kick-out
stick
bar.
around if we have an interview. If not, we'll still be back to give you a little goodbye. But we'll be back very shortly, so don't go anywhere.